Good morning. I am Bob Rawson, the interim dean of the law school, and in that capacity, it's my pleasure to welcome all of you to the Leet Symposium. I'm especially pleased to welcome all of our distinguished panelists and speakers, from whom we will all learn a great deal during the course of the day. Let me just say a little bit about the George A. Leet Symposium. It's a business law symposium, was established by Endowment in 1999 in order to empower our law school to hold, as we are doing today, a national forum on business law. The symposium is held in alternate years, and it generates knowledge not only for our students, but for scholars, lawyers, teachers, and business folk across the country. Let me say a word about our benefactor, George Leet. He has been a dedicated and generous supporter of Case Western Reserve University for a very long time. He's a graduate of Adelbert College in 1940 and of our law school in 1946. He spent most of his career with the National Labor Relations Board, starting first as an attorney advisor, as an attorney advisor to a board member, then became assistant executive secretary, after that associate executive secretary, senior associate executive secretary. He's been retired since 1980. In 1998, he received the university's Newton D. Baker Distinguished Alumni Award for exceptionally meritorious service to our university. He's a founding member and past president of the DC chapter of our Alumni Association. He was inducted into the Law Society of Benchers in 1989, the Law School Society of Benchers, and serves as a longtime member of the Law School's Alumni Association Board. So we are fortunate to have, as a consequence of his generosity, the opportunity to have sessions like this on a biennial basis. And it's now my pleasure to turn things over to my colleague, George Dent, who is the Schott van Einden Professor of Law and the Associate Director of our Center on Business Law and Regulation, who will introduce the general subject and the topic of the changing world of securities regulation. Could hardly be more timely. George?
Thank you, Bob. And by the way, I wanted to say a word of broader thanks to Bob Rawson, who came in at a time of considerable difficulty for the law school and has done us great service as interim dean, and I can only say I wish you were going to be here longer. This is, as Bob said, an excellent time to be discussing changes in the world of securities regulation. I think probably that at no time since the federal securities laws were adopted over 75 years ago has there been more public attention to the issues that we'll be discussing here today because of the recent financial meltdown and the several legislative initiatives intended to deal with them. So we've got an excellent group of speakers here today. Incidentally, I'll say I've always enjoyed teaching in this moot court classroom because there's a door in back. And I've always made good use of it because if a student asks a question to which I don't know the answer, I will just say, well, that's a very good question, but the answer to it would take quite a while, so why don't you bring that up with me after class? And then when the class ends, I can sneak out the back door and I don't have to answer the question. But we're not going to let the speakers do that today, and we have left plenty of time in each of our sessions for questions and answers, and we're going to keep them inside and make them answer your questions. Whether it'll be to your satisfaction, I don't know, but they will at least have to take a shot at answering them. So to begin our first session, I will introduce our moderator, David Porter. David is a graduate of Western Reserve College and of this law school, and a former partner at Jones Day. I'd have to say he's kind of hit the skids and is now dabbling in academia, but I hope you will forgive him for that in light of his past achievements. And so I'll now turn this over to David.